Heyo everyone, I'm Jay from Boulder Creek Railroad, and in this video I'll be showing you all how to make pine trees that are very quick and easy to make. This is my method of making pine trees. I have a very big forest section on my layout, and I needed hundreds of trees to fill it all in. At first, I thought I could use pre-made trees from manufacturers, but they were way too expensive. I did some research to find a different way of getting trees. Making trees seemed like a good idea. I saw many articles and videos showing how to make trees using plants from your backyard. I decided to try it, and they turned out great. This is part 1 of 3 tree making videos I will be posting in the upcoming weeks. In the next video, we will be going over wire tree construction. I hope this method will be very useful to you. And oh, happy railroading! The materials you are going to need is some coarse turf from Woodland Scenics, some extra hold unscented hairspray, and a pair of scissors. These materials are very cheap, and the hairspray and scissors are always like $1 at the dollar store. You're also going to need some tree-like material. Here's one here. This is from a fern in my backyard. They look very similar to pine trees. Notice the branch structure. Here's the fern in my backyard. There are quite a few videos that show using the live branches and letting them dry out and die. I prefer to use the already dead ones. They are already pretty strong and hard, and even though they might be a little curved, they still work great. Once you have your material set up, go to your bush and cut out a branch. Here's a branch here. After cutting this branch, I realized that the structure of the branch is a little bit too alive. You can notice there's a little bit of some green parts. You can't use those ones. You should use branches that are completely dead, like this one here that I'm cutting. Once you have picked out the best branches that you've cut, bring them over to your workbench and begin preparing them. Don't worry if the tree is a little bit curved. Because we work in small scales, the curvature isn't going to be very noticeable. If you're working in N scale like I am, cut the trees about 2 to 3 inches tall. You can see the top one here has a perfect structure of the pointiness going all the way to the top. If you're cutting the center or any other part of the tree, you may notice that that is not cone-shaped. This can be fixed with scissors later. A branch should get you around 3 to 4 trees. If it's bigger, maybe even 5 to 6. After you've cut your branch into sections, look at them. As you can see here, we need to have a trunk for our tree. I remove about 1/4 of an inch of the branch structure at the bottom of our tree. You know that the tree is the bottom if all the branches are pointing upwards. They always point upwards towards the sky. Once you've removed all the 1/4 of an inch of branches at the bottom, you can then continue on to your next trees. You may notice that this tree here is not pointy. Remove the 1/4 of an inch from the bottom of it like you did to the other one. Here's a comparison. We're going to have to cut those branches on the ones that are not pointy away. Take your scissors and cut them at an angle. Cut them so that the top of the tree has less branches than the bottom. Make sure you go all the way around the tree and you get every branch. Also, check to see if there are any branches that are a little bit too long. You don't want to have a 50-foot long branch See, now it looks a lot better. Now move on to your greenery. Here's the Woodland Scenics greenery that we're going to be using for the leaf structure of our trees. Remove the cap and dump a little bit of the green stuff right into the cap. You can also use another bin, but I prefer to use the cap since it's already there with you. Here's your hairspray. Make sure it's unscented and extra hold. This is what's going to be gluing the branches and the leaves together. Here's your trees. Take a tree and bring it over to an outside area. The fumes from the hairspray are strong, and also it's a sticky stuff and you don't want to get it all over the place because your house will get really sticky. Take your hairspray and shake it up, and then test to make sure it works. Spray your tree with the hairspray, enough so that you can see a little bit of droplets starting to form on the tree. That means there's enough stuff on there. You can notice those little droplets here. Dunk the tree and do a spinning motion in the turf. Make sure you spin it and you don't sprinkle it on. By spinning it, you'll be able to get even amounts in all parts of the tree. Also make sure to shake it out a little bit to get the loose fibers off. And there you go. Take your next tree and do the exact same thing. And there you go. Those are some really nice looking trees. The next step is planting them into your layout. Here's my foresty section of my layout. As you can see, all those trees look really great. I like to mix them in with a bit of the pre-made trees. It's cheaper to mix them in rather than to make the entire forest out of them. Also note the dead trees. Those are simply the trees that we just made without adding greenery to them. In order to get a good forest structure, make sure you add in some dead trees. It really adds to the realism of the forest. Fit them into the area you were hoping to put your trees, and there you go. Do the exact same thing with your trees with all the leaves on them. Find a good area and don't let them fall over. And there you go. It's a beautiful forest section that looks very realistic. Here's the completed forest. It looks really great when the train runs right on through it. Hundreds of these trees put together make a really convincing forest. Make sure you add in dead trees as well. I hope this video was really helpful for you. I know that the ready-made stuff can get quite expensive. In the next few videos, we'll be going over wire tree construction. We'll be making some oak trees and some Joshua trees. I hope this video was really helpful, and as always, happy railroading.